Hey guys, it's Lord here, back again with another action figure review of something that you might be a little surprised to see on my channel, but if you know me well enough by now, well then, it shouldn't be all that surprising. But at any rate, today we're going to be taking a look at the ReAction Mötley Crüe Shout at the Devil figures by the fine folks over at Super7, still in business. But yes, we're taking a look at the Crüe, the infamous Crüe, a band that got made fun of for dressing like chicks. And well, I can't say they didn't do that. All these guys are wearing lipstick and high heels, and well, that's pretty flamboyant, to put it nicely. But let's face it, Shout at the Devil, it's fucking metal, dude. Alright, here's the deal. There's some of you guys, not all of yous, but some of yous, think that metal has to sound like a fucking ring wraith or a werewolf. And while I don't mind those types of metal myself, I get down with the black metal, I get down with the death metal, I even get down with some crazy pig squealy grindcore shit. Sometimes I like to understand the lyrics in my heavy metal songs, and not for nothing, there are a lot of normies, aka Taylor Swift fans, that probably wouldn't even understand Mötley Crüe's lyrics. Okay! Then again, I don't think a Taylor Swift fan would understand good lyrics if it swiped their training bra, so there's that. I will see myself out, because I'm more than likely getting canceled for that. Fuck off, I don't care. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves and dig ourselves an even deeper hole than we already have, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all these guys have to offer in terms of accessories, at least the ones I was willing to take out of their hands. Starting off with Mick Mars's axe. It's a flying V. With a strap, the Kerry King we looked at earlier, and the Jeff Hanneman from the Slayer 3-pack, they did not have little straps on their guitars, so that is quite nice. Although I don't know if they had them on the album art either. And then we have Nikki Sixx's bass, which is like the same flippin'... Okay, it's not the same shape. But I didn't know they made bass guitars like this. That's interesting. Unless this is Mick Mars's guitar. I'm not sure. I could have fudged him up, but his has a little strap too. That's cool. I'm pretty sure Mick Mars has the flying V. That's like a lead guitarist guitar if I ever saw one. But taking a look at these guys left to right. We'll start with old man Mick here. Again, he's wearing the lipstick. One thing that Super7 did on some of these later ReAction figures, they made the hair a lot softer. So you can actually turn their heads worth of shit. And that does help get that guitar strap up and over his shoulder. I will say his head does bobble a little bit, but that's fine. But as far as articulation on the rest of him goes, his arms will move, his legs will move. Nothing crazy. Much like Slayer, you can pop him in some X-Wing fighters if you want. And not for nothing, this guy probably moves as much as the real Mick Mars, unfortunately, because he has, I think, a health condition in regards to his skeletal structure being super fragile. Something like that. He literally cannot move worth the shit. And that sucks, because he could fucking shred with the best of them. So, you know, like, not for nothing, Shout at the Devil on top of the title track has a great cover of Helter Skelter, originally by the Beatles. It also has Looks That Kill, which there is a sick mashup, if you can find it still on YouTube, with that song and Do It Again by Steely Dan. And let's say it makes Steely Dan metal as fuck. It's sick. I love it. And then my personal favorite song on that album, however, is Too Young to Fall in Love, because, well, sick breakdown. What can I say? But next up we got Vince Neil, who sounds like ass nowadays and looks a little bit more like, well, he ate his old self. He's got a bit of a beer belly nowadays. Or as Brian Posehn called it, he's full of dough. But not for nothing, Vince Neil here was also in a band called New York Dolls with Blackie Lawless of Wasp, which I'd love to get some fucking Wasp figures. At least the, is it The Last Command, The Final Command? The album cover where it's got Blackie Lawless with a flag on it. It's got the song Wild Child, Blind in Texas. Might be another hit on there, but at any rate, he's got the same articulation as Mick, but he also has a little microphone there. And he probably has the best grip on that microphone out of all of these ReAction figures. I remember putting that in there, and it stayed, and I was impressed as hell, and I've never taken it out. And it's not coming out ever again. That said, he does have some, like, spiked shoulder pad and a gauntlet going on, or like an elbow pad. It's like these guys, they look like cross-dressers, but they also got, like, some spiky dad, like, battle armor going on. And then we got Tommy Lee, who's known for doing this type of shit and playing upside down. Thank God he's harnessed in there. He is like the least decked out. He doesn't have anything, but he is the drummer. He needs to move. He's got a little bicep bracelet and some crazy leggings going on here. What is this? Studded pants, probably. Of course, he's got the high-heeled boots. How do you play frickin' drums in those, man? He's got his drumsticks. He's holding them because I got them in there and they ain't loose, and I don't want to take them out and risk losing them because they are literally the size of fucking, like, toothpick fetuses. Once again, he's got the lipstick. And probably the best looking figure out of all of them, I would say, because he's got a different expression, is good old Nikki Sixx here. Look at that. Yeah! Rock and roll! Absolutely fucking ridiculous, but, yeah. He's got this cool shoulder pad. This looks like a Spawn shoulder pad, to be honest with you. Then he's got another one over here. He's got, like, the spike belt or the chain belt wrapped around his torso there. He's got, like, some Ghost Rider shit going on. He's got, like, the spike belt going up there. Then he's got, like, a studded, another belt going here. And then he's got studded pants and some crazy footwear, just like the rest of them. But, yeah, him and Mick actually don't have, like, grip hands on the right hand either. They have, like, little picking hands, which is cool. Don't always see that. But that is the Crüe. They look fucking cool as shit. And not for nothing, they're affordable, unlike the McFarlane ones from back in the day. Those are badass. Like, they're really cool, but they're really flippin' expensive. And homie don't got time for that. So there you go. That is the Crüe. They're pretty flippin' awesome. And, you know, just another installment of a Rocktober, because it does qualify, at least to me anyways. I guess I'm going to move these guys over just a smidge. Just a smidge. Not used to reviewing like 4 figures at a time, so even if they were normal size, it'd still be a little tricky. But there we go. So before we wrap this up, let's bring in our 2 regulars. The Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith. Oh shit. Dropping his mace again. There you go. But Broman's pretty much like blocking off Mick there. And then we'll bring in okay, Elephant Spawn, who as usual towers over them. I mean, really, these are 3-inch figures. Of course he's going to be bigger. There's probably more plastic in the Spawn's boot than one of these guys. Maybe. I don't know. Could be wrong about that. I said that in the Slayer video, didn't I? Oh well, it is what it is. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Oh! overall, and I gotta say, these are pretty kick-ass for a bunch of cross-dressing boomers. But all jokes aside, yes, I do thoroughly enjoy having reaction figures, unfortunately, of the Crüe because, well, the only other Mötley Crüe set of figures done by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys years and years and years ago go for a shit ton of money on the aftermarket, and I don't have that kind of cash, so I'll settle for these. These are like 20 bucks a pop, and if I'm being quite honest, some of the better reaction figures out there. That said, much like the Slayer set, I'm not sure what you can get these for nowadays. They are kind of old. You might still be able to pick them up, but don't quote me on that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.